is since you don't want to take chip, so you drive reverse, which I get. But then you end up taking chip anyway, just because, you know, he still had meter left for the level 2, and getting chipped out by Guile is just like it's hard when
It started, Doctor.
it's hard when you have a lot of offensive capabilities, but then you have all of the defensive answers. And when you're piloted by Knuckle Dude, you know, it makes it seem nigh impossible. But he's going to be in the learners bracket on the losers final side, so we will see him again. But now we got Kuma versus Jazdero. JP Morgan Chase represented in full in the building with JP Mid.
He brought out the full, I'm drawing a blank on what it is when you, the full LLC for them, JP Morgan Chase.
Oh yeah.
My man is conglomerated and you know it.
No money lost. That definitely might have to be the case here. Like, this mirror is interesting, because it's just like, when they're both full screen, is it just a giant game of chicken at that point, when you're both full screen?
See, what I tend to think about is I think about, like, in NRS games, there's this concept of, like, a zoner that requires setup, where it's like, oh, because the fireballs don't interact all the time, mine is better, provided I'm able to get it out and make you block it, and then I have momentum. I feel like it's that here. Whoever is able to get started first is probably good, but there's also something we said that JP is deciding a range to zone for a lot of times. Like, Ghost covers purely horizontally, but if you want to pick pillars, you have to pick a spot on the screen. So there's mistakes that can be made. All of that to say, Jazdero's made very few mistakes as they're able to cash out this stun now. Setting up OD pillar in the back. Are we going to have the damage? Yes, we are. Perfect KO for first game here of our losers quarters. Deciding who's going to play against Naji in losers semis.
Shout out to Jazdero, all games done quick. That was as fast as a JP matchup I've ever seen going. Who would have thought it would take 2 JPs to make that happen? And it's all coming back to this giant lead that, you know, Jazdero was able to get very, very early on. And we see that Kuma is priming the portals, right? But I don't think he's going to, like, attempt to lead through them. Or I should say that I said that the last 2 matches that he was in, and lo and behold, this man's hopping through like Doctor Who. And Jazdero kind of doing a very, very good job of trying to keep that at bay. But Kuma in the corner, no crossover to be found, but does get to jump in the level 1 to seal it for that first round.
I thought Jazdero was going to have a hair of life left, but no, indeed, as Kuma was able to claim that first round. Early crouching medium kick, managed to check that drive rush forward, but both of them really trying. Okay, that did hit cross up. Wow, that's kind of messed up.
You see Jazdero is like, you see the portals come up, and you see Jazdero is like buffering parry, right, just to try to prepare for the perfect parry, and they've been unsuccessful so far, and they've led them big counter hits. Lose advantage, that's pretty much what they want. Like, they're trying to play the mid game just so that way they can, like, compete with the boxing options at the very least. I don't even think they want to go for the full screen game unless they know for a fact that they have a lead.
Alright, pressing the issue here as Kuma is losing out on the life lead. Okay, counter DI earns Jazdero this next game now. 1 game apiece here. Once again, I'm sorry, that was 1 round apiece. I lied to you.
Oh yeah. As they are, you know, both evenly matched. Trying to hold some shit right here. Both of them turning green with envy. But only one of them getting their attack. So the spike's not gonna hit. Jump air, jump in, gonna get anti-air.
Kuma trying to ensure they keep this corner lockdown low. Ghost comes out from Jazdero to force Kuma back. Kuma spends that level 2 now to try to ensure that they're not forced to block for too much longer. Oh, do I have the colors backwards? I might.
There's going to be a wall bounce here into level 3 critical art. No meter is going to be on Kuma's side for this next interaction. So this is where it especially gets dangerous. You could get chipped out in the corner. Does go for the teleport. Waits for the jump, but slash into the corner, and now we have to patiently wait here
The teleport there was such a gutsy choice, right? Like, oh my god, that overhead just shy of range. Kuma now out of burnout. DI connects. We're not quite at the wall. Jazdero with the forward dash into the back throw. Life so even. Locked down to the corner. Good block on the overhead. Pressing the issue. Drive reversal. Forcing Kuma back. And Kuma with the OD ghost send. Able to close that one out. One game apiece. Thank you, Doctor, for putting the colors in the names. I had forgotten it once they got switched up.
Both turn purple and you just lost them both. Both turning purple or green or red in this instance. You gotta be 3 for 3 on these DI reversals right here. Not gonna be able to get the pickup, but you do have corner boost and good throw escape. Suicide Kuma fighting back and is still able to jump out and right back into the corner. He goes to Jazdero. Jazdero, the old man shimmy into the grab. Full combo sequence available at level 1 into death. Jazdero, 1 round away from game 2. Game 3.
Oh, what a big jump in there, working out for Jazdero, managing to snake out that bad pillar out of Kuma, and now Kuma locked down in the corner. Jazdero putting themselves in burnout. The cadence of this character, of this mirror matchup is so interesting, right? Like, you have to spend so much of your drive gauge in order to really exert your control over the screen, and by the time you got like unilateral control, it's so easy to have ended up burning out and being afraid and ending up on the back foot. It's kind of wild. Nice anti-air out of Kuma. Big equalizer here, and Jazdero still in burnout, but a good check on the forward movement.
Not a lot of time left and just getting checked. Standing roundhouse and crouching medium right there says, hey, not so close, my friend. Jazdero.
Jazdero is demonstrating very plainly that they have an answer for when these DRs are coming out in some of those ranges. It's like, yeah, I know what button to throw out. If my only interest is stopping you, I have a button. Maybe I don't have an option if I want it to lead to like crazy damage or anything, but I have an option just to make you chill a little bit. Air-to-air interactions going in Kuma's favor this time, but Jazdero up against the wall. Another nice check, this time with the crouching jab, and neutral jump works out for Jazdero, now taking corner control.
Jazdero, all the answers at the moment. And wow, checks the drive rush. Very well done. Jazdero, final game situation, final round.
Parry pump, nothing really comes of it. Kuma really fishing with some of these pokes. I feel like what the energy I'm getting out of Kuma is that it really feels like they want to put something on the screen that's going to give Jazdero pause. And I feel like it's not quite happened yet. Like, the story that I'm watching in terms of the button presses is the Kuma is just barely out of control. We cash out that level 2 now. Okay, that's big damage as I say all of that, but we find the time to parry in the middle of that, cashing out into the level 3. Jazdero is going to be able to take the life lead and the drive gauge lead here as a result. Both of them sitting at 0 bars. Oh my god, DR into immediate OD ghosts. OD Amnesia's not going to connect, and Jazdero able to close that one out 3-1 and earn the chance to play against Naji in losers semifinals.
Yeah, that ghost, like that OD ghost after the drive, which is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, look at the sequence down here at the bottom right here, where this man just walks up and OD ghost just for the plus frames, and then after the confusion, literally was able to throw him and then waits for amnesia and forgets that, oh, I'm playing myself. Who knows me better than me? Looks like JP Morgan Chase just liquidated, my friend. All the money's going to one.
We could only hope they liquidated.
I mean, one of my credit cards is Chase, so you know I'd prefer they